principal issue in school finance in the 70s and into the early 80s was equalization, equalizing expenditures per pupil between the wealthy districts and the poor districts. Now, you can equalize in two ways. You can pull down the expenditures in the wealthy districts, or you can raise expenditures in the poor districts. That's, you know, don't have to have much education to figure that out. Now, are you going to equalize education by reducing expenditures in the wealthy districts? No. So that means that you have to raise expenditures in the poor districts. Now, because of the state's tax code, school districts in almost all the 1,053 school districts in the state are now at this limit. There's a limit of $1.50 per $100 valuation on the real estate tax that school districts levy. Now, until you get up to that limit, state revenues or state allocations to the school districts were dependent on the tax effort maintained by the school district, which is only as it should be. If the school district doesn't make much tax effort, then it doesn't get much state money. Okay? But that runs afoul of the desire, an equitable desire, and a legal requirement for equalization. Therefore, what happened in the 70s and 80s was substantially increasing state appropriations to public education to fill in the gap, essentially, caused by the diversity or disparity in tax values that I mentioned earlier. Now, when everybody gets up to that statutory limit, you kind of run out of room, and that has led to the recapture or Robin Hood system, basically of transferring wealth from a wealthy district to a poor district. You had, for example, anomalies of this kind. If you get a map of the state with the little over 1,000 school districts all outlined on it, and you color those districts, you have a 4 or 5 color code denoting the expenditures per student within each district. Of course, that makes the districts stand out more than if they weren't so colored. And you'll find down in South Texas, the district, it's a really funny shaped district. It looks kind of like a hot dog, kind of like a Frankfurter. It's kind of long and slender, and it's got little bulbs at each end. And you might think in looking at that, you know what? That district looks an awful lot like a pipeline. Well, you know why it looks like a pipeline? But because it is a pipeline. In other words, it was carved out as kind of a tax haven. So you have districts in West Texas particularly with enormous mineral wealth, enormous oil and gas reserves, but not very many schools. And not many, not many school children is, is what I meant. So some kind of a recapture or Robin Hood or state statewide equalization is necessary, and that's what's in place right now.